Welcome to Mlc Tv News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, Kogi State. I am Fatima Yakub. The headlines: Senate finally adopts e-transmission of election result. Nigeria Customs says smuggled items worth over 50 million naira. US to reopen borders with Mexico and Canada. Now, the news in detail. The Nigerian Senate has finally accepted electronic transmission of election results, a position that was outlined in a report delivered to the chamber by the Conference Committee. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has the right to transmit election results without subjecting its decision to any other organ, as a provision in Section 53 of the Electoral Amendment Act stipulates. The adoption was not without controversy, which the presiding Senate President managed to calm down. Senator Adamu Alero, a former governor of Kebbi State, in his contribution encouraged senators to approve the amendment in order to deepen democracy and to allow electorate to vote according to their conscience. This was adopted by the committee. He said, if adopted by whole, it would put an end to paid criminals to have their ways, as people of questionable character will no longer be voted for. Senator Smart Adeyemi, representing Kogi West, opposed the amendment on Clause 87, which deals with direct primaries of political parties. He advocated strongly for some political parties who lack the capacity to organize direct primaries. He said it should be left for party executives to conduct indirect primaries. However, Senator Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, representing Ekiti Central Senatorial District, said every card-carrying member of a political party should be allowed to vote for their aspirants. According to him, the mode of party primary, which is determined by all party members, would be more democratic than indirect, where a few party executives vote for aspirants. Senator Abdul Fattah Buhari, representing Oyo North, corroborated in his submission, saying those opposed to direct primaries were afraid, wondering that if a contestant was as popular as he thinks, then he or she needed not to be afraid. Senator Shaibu Bilal, representing Taraba North Senatorial District, called for caution in not turning political parties to a form of conducting primaries. He said the mode of conducting primaries should be left for parties to decide. The FCT Minister, Malam Mohammed Musa Bello, has restated his resolve to continue with the ongoing sanitation in Abuja, both within and outside the city center, as war resumed against roadside trading. Chairman, FCT Ministerial Committee on City Sanitation, Iharu Atta, who made the resolution as he disloaded 2 illegal markets located at Federal Housing Junction and the popular car wash bus stop at Lube, said the renewed war was a demonstration of commitment to holistic sanitation along the airport expressway, being one of the most strategic gateways to the nation's capital. In the words of the committee chairman, these markets are said to be contributing to perennial traffic gridlock at Lube, especially at peak hours. He categorically stated that the gateway into the city, as well as other parts of Abuja, would be abandoned to recalcitrant traders, artisans, and their collaborators who are bent on defacing every available space just to satisfy their personal needs. Atta explained that, having warned the traders and other violators to desist from reconvening the illegal markets, the other economic activities in an unapproved places, the committee's task force has been briefed to start arresting offenders for prosecution. He stated that, apart from the health hazard which some of the markets directly located under high-tension electricity towers constitute, the environmental nuisances of the traders' activities can't be tolerated there. Also among the team is the Secretary, FCT Command and Control, Peter Olujimi, who said the committee has equally taken into cognizance residents' outcry over the constant criminal attacks at the EFCC Jabi Office Junction. He noted that the red light zones for criminal elements have been identified around the cashew plantation located at the junction, stating that security cleaning exercises have been scheduled to dislodge the criminals. Katsina State Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has seized goods with duty paid value of over 50 million naira along the border community of the state between September to October 2021. The acting comptroller in the state, Valha Wadachide, disclosed this during the Community Consultation Forum organized by the command to enlighten the residents of the state about the statutory responsibility of custom in nation building. Chide said the custom is synergizing with other security agencies to maintain law and order in the state and the nation at large, especially under current enforcement of containment orders signed by the state government in intensifying the fight against banditry and other forms of crime and criminality bedeviling the state. He said over 1,000 jerrycans of fuel were seized from some residents who were extracting petrol from their motorcycles to jerrycans. About 14 motorcycles were also confiscated in the act. They also intercepted a lot of drugs worth millions of naira. Since the enforcement of the containment order, explaining that the establishment of the customs service generates revenue for the government at all levels. The National Senior Citizens Center, NSCC, has taken its strategic partnership and collaboration drive to the National Human Rights Commission, being one of the key human rights redress and remedy institutions in Nigeria. National Senior Citizen Center says a partnership with the Commission will be specific towards stemming elder abuse at all levels and looks towards a Nigeria where the dignity of senior citizens is respected and upheld at all times. In a statement released by the Head Public Affairs, Media and Communication, Omini Odin, said the Director General of the National Center, Omokaro, during an advocacy mission to the National Human Rights Commission, introduced an initiative, the Anti-Elder Abuse Community Response Squad. She said when operational, the squad will leverage on the spread of the National Human Rights Commission to receive complaints on elder abuse-based human rights violation and provide speedy and adequate redress. Omokaro said the Anti-Elder Abuse Community Response Squad shall be community-based and will be equipped for elder abuse prevention, response and remedy in all its forms, including legal representation. She appealed for the institutionalization of a joint technical working group that will put in place mechanism for its operationalization, creation of NHRC and NLCC focal officer capacity building and strategic operation procedures within a memorandum of understanding. The Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission, Tony Ojukwu, while welcoming the proposal, said with the National Senior Citizen Center in place, there will now be a reconstruction of the people's mindset to begin to see issues of elder persons from the standpoint of human rights. He assured NSCC of unfettered access and cooperation towards achieving its core mandate bordering on human rights abuse. Meanwhile, the Strategy Development Zonal Stakeholder Consultative Forum for the Northern and Southern regions towards developing 10-year strategic plan by the National Senior Citizen Center has held in Kano for the Northern region and in Lagos for the Southern region. It organized in collaboration with Expanding Social Protection for Inclusive Development, SPID. The Executive Director of Agriculture and Rural Management Training Institute, Ilorin Olufemi Oladuni, said that Nigeria will achieve self-sufficiency in food production if only 30% of its population can engage in farming. He made this assertion in Ilorin during a training program on agribusiness for members of the Correspondence Chapel of the Kwara State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists. The training programs formed part of activities marking the 2021 Press Week of the Correspondence Chapel. The AMT Executive Director posted that mass farming by Nigerians, irrespective of the class status, will also force down the skyrocketing prices of foodstuff in the country. He advised the government to encourage more Nigerians to go into farming by subsidizing agricultural inputs and ensure that only qualitative and standard inputs are in the markets for farmers to buy. On the problem of insecurity, Oladuni advised government across board to engage the restive youths in productive ventures such as agriculture and agribusiness. He said AMT has been engaging in the training of youths in various areas of agribusiness to make them not only self-employed but employers of labor. Oladuni added that at the end of the training programs, AMT also provided status pack valued at 200,000 to each of the beneficiaries to enable them start their own businesses. You're still watching Mlc TV. We'll be right back.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose Mlc TV. Get human interest stories right here on Mlc TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on Mlc TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV. Mlc TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. The National Commission for Persons with Disabilities has commended the Vice Chancellor of Yobe University, Zamaturu, Professor Mala Daura, for granting registration fee waiver to 23 students with disabilities. This is contained in a statement made public by Mbanefo John Michaels, Head of Media and Publicity in the Commission. James Lalu, the Executive Secretary of NCPWD, described the gesture as a welcome development. Lalu also thanked Daura for giving assurance that students with special needs would enjoy all available privileges in pursuit of their chosen career in the institution. The NCPWD boss stressed that such a gesture would create an avenue for persons with disabilities to go further in their studies. He said the Yobe State University payment waiver is a considerable freedom for persons with disabilities, which is in total consonance with President Buhari's next level agenda and determination to alleviate 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years. Lalu recently disclosed that President Muhammadu Buhari has mandated the Commission to come up with strategies that will make institutions of learning attractive to persons with disabilities to take them off the streets. The Commission is projecting January 2022 as a take-off time for the award of scholarships for PWDs in institutions of learning. This kind gesture by Daura was in fulfillment of the promise he made to the students shortly after he became the VC of the institution. The attention of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria has been drawn to two statements: special announcement on ABU 2021 admission and massive recruitment at Ahmadu Bello University, currently trending on social media. The Director of Public Affairs Directorate, Awali Umar, in a notice signed and made public, said management of the university hereby dissociate itself from such statements. Therefore, members of the general public are advised to disregard them, as they did not emanate from the university. The Kogi State chapter of National Union of Road Transport Employers has commended Governor Yaya Bello for the commissioning of operations at the mega terminal Felele, Lokoja. The chairman of the union, Aliyu Akaba, made this known in an exclusive interview with a reporter in Lokoja, Kogi State. He said the mega terminal will serve as a coordinated center for all transporters and commuters from within and outside Kogi State.
The Lokoja mega terminal, expected to accommodate 500 vehicles, was built and commissioned by the administration of Idris Wada and launched for operation by Governor Yaya Bello's administration. Since the launch, it has attracted commendations and encomiums from transporters and commuters within and outside the state, a development they say will create jobs and increase the revenue of the state. In an exclusive interview with the state chairman of National Road Transport Employers, Aliyu Akaba in Lokoja, he said it is a welcome development that will reduce cases of crime and theft faced by commuters while boarding vehicles on the highway. He appreciated Governor Bello for the initiative.
We thank His Excellency Alhaji Yaya Dola Bello for the initiative of moving all the transport union to that LMT. So we are happy for that movement, and in a growing city like this, we needed such a park where all transporters converge and maintain a standard movement of vehicle from one point to the other. We personally, road transport employers, we have been looking up to movement of parks to that area for the past years now, when all effort being made by the state government always prove abortive. But this time around, I think the movement now is going to be effective, and we welcome the development. So whatever hardship that attached to it. There must be a hardship, there must be a disadvantage. As time goes on, we are going to get used to it.
Aliu said the relocation of mini parks to the mega terminal in Felele would not be difficult for commuters, as there is an established task force that has facilitated the movement of transporters.
Movement, and you know that I'm mobilizing the transport sector in Kogi State, they are the ones that are complaining. If all things being equal, everybody has their own stand there, where you have to load your members to wherever they are loading to. I don't believe you have any feeling hardship for now.
Akaba also commended the government for providing standard facilities in the mega terminal.
You have the toiletries are there, the waiting rooms, you have lodging, you have all the toiletries, everything. They are very much okay. For now, we're only thinking about the movement of people now should be effective.
A call on non-travelers to patronize the mega terminal for safety purposes. He urged transport unions to work in harmony with the state government to increase the economy of the state and that of individuals. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV.
The Kogi State Okada Riders Association in Lokene has called off their strike. The vice president of the association, Usman Yunusa, who disclosed it to indigenous journalists in Lokene, said members have resolved to meet with the community leader on how to meet their demands.
So I'm here now. Utire ne kanao ken botenra kweta ne pay so say agwe complain on nyan irosho mori ya na he won now the make sure strike on ever je ne ken ya ne de akoko de azaje eko de akoko de ro ko ya te de akare.
The Kogi Central Community Leader Abubakar Hussein said committee will be set up immediately to look into the matter.
So Kini local government chairman another set up committee on it. Then you representative from the community and me in then you representative who ni market union, then representative who no Okini local government. So of which ile ono ma do sane naka 77 katali Okini who no obehira ogamenana ekaba and so on. So even to kisana na inani ono ya kuku ni TV unika iso katali abdo any sorry ili inyi mahole because that is our immediate need. Na ika iyo ne asudole kozolesa. Now seme anava TV no sono beka ini to care call we. Then akoko awiko there ako sawdust TV ahion. Na ni mbo so ne le mananyo beka apple oni lo ka woloka le bisana ka asele nyon holare lu do le oinan. Ashomu tinan. Asikamba ditinan all in the name ka o me ose obore won. So osono no okuba na mekato. Yejuntu ye no inanda dia sesevana re na ngono. He'll never go back to any Isanakatari him.
He added that issue of hard substance mixed with consumables by some marketers will be looked into because the effect on health can be cancerous. Ahead of the October 31st National Elective Convention of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, leaders and stakeholders of the party from the North Central has unanimously adopted former Senate President Iyorchia Ayu for the position of National Chairman. Ayu had the backing of the Benue State Governor, who is Deputy Chairman of the PDP Zoning Committee, Samuel Orton. Orton, after a few weeks of rooting for another former president of the Senate, David Mark, turned to Ayu following alleged opposition by some party bigwigs. Addressing newsmen at the event, Governor Orton said, "This is stakeholders meeting of the North Central PDP in continuation of finding consensus candidate for the national chairmanship of our party." He said they are looking for someone with the capacity, commitment, love and passion for the party. And after the meeting that lasted for several hours among the 5 persons that were contesting, the resolution was made and they unanimously agreed to sponsor former Senate President Iyorchia Ayu to be national chairman of our party. There was no voting. They all agreed that he is the right person for the job at this time. A 7-year-old child identified as Aliyah Suleiman has been found in Gadumo, Lokoja, Kogi State. It was gathered that little Aliyah is a primary 1 pupil with Ministry of Women Affairs Nursery and Primary School in Lokoja who speaks Yoruba language from Iyamoyi in the Jumu local government area of Kogi State. She was picked close to first 200-unit junction in Lokoja. It was further learnt that a good Samaritan who spotted Aliyah roaming around the road quickly asked her destination but could not respond. The Good Samaritan quickly brought her to Confluence Cable Network owners of CTV and Grace FM to make an announcement in order for little Aliyah to reunite with her family. When she was asked about where is her place of residence and the whereabouts of her parents, Aliyah responded by saying, "I live in 500 housing unit and I don't know our house. When we closed from school, I could not see the person that is supposed to pick me up. Our house is very far. That is why I am here now." Immediately, the management of CCN contacted the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development to take custody of the child while announcement to be made on radio and disseminated on social media platforms. Anyone who has pictorial evidence of how Aliyah parents could be reached should call the Director, Child Ministry of Women Affairs on 080-6709-2359. A 26-year-old son, Godwin Matthew, has macheted his 64-year-old father, Matthew Audu, to vet in Akure in Ondo State for giving him the head of a chicken killed to entertain his younger brother. The State Police Command spokesperson, Femi Odunlami, in a statement said in Akure that the murder incident was reported at the Allah police station by the wife of the deceased. Odunlami said on the 9th September 2021, a case of murder was reported at Allah Divisional Headquarters by one Mrs. Christiana Audu Matthew, that her son Godwin Matthew, 26 years old, left home with his father to the family farm. It was later discovered that the young man had macheted his father to death. In the course of interrogation, the suspect stated that on 9th of September 2021, his late father directed him to kill a chicken for his brother, one Emmanuel Audu, 7 years old, for his entertainment. Meanwhile, it was only the chicken head that was given to him, and this made him kill his father. In another development, Odunlami said a 64-year-old man, Ajayi Awe, has been arrested for defiling a 6-year-old girl. According to her, on the 17th of September 2021 at about evening, one Mrs. Obademi Fatima of B11 Daja, Akowa Akoko, came to Oklagbede Akoko Divisional Headquarters and reported a case of defilement. She stated that her daughter, names withheld, age 6, of same address, was defiled by one Ajayi Awe, age 64, of B98 Daja Awo Akoko, some days ago in his house. The suspect had been arrested and the victim taken to the hospital for medical care and report. The police spokesperson added that the suspect confessed to the commission of the crime. He is expected to be charged to court after police investigation. On our foreign news, the self-confessed child serial killer behind murder of 13 minors in Kenya has escaped from police custody. According to police sources, Mastin Milimo Wanjala was being held at Jogo Road Police Station in Nairobi when he escaped on Tuesday, October 12. The suspect was expected at the Makadara Law Courts on Wednesday, October 13th, to face 13 counts of murder. It remains unclear how the suspect managed to slip from custody. However, a police signal has been circulated asking officers in capital city and neighboring countries to be on high alert. Wanjala was arrested on Wednesday, July 14, 2021, following the discovery of 2 bodies dumped near Nairobi, the Kenyan capital. He confessed to murdering 10 children and sucking his victims' blood in a 5-year killing spree. Last month, detectives confirmed that Wanjala had killed 4 minors in Bungoma, bringing to 13 the number of his victims. The suspect led detectives to 2 murder scenes in Machakos County, 5 in Nairobi and 2 in Kajiado. The U.S. has said it will reopen its land borders with Mexico and Canada to fully vaccinated travelers from November. It means those sealed out of the U.S. because of the pandemic can enter for any reason, using land and ferry crossing points. Unvaccinated travelers will still be banned from entering the U.S. from Mexico and Canada by land. Air travel is allowed with a negative COVID test. The U.S. has curbed travel from Mexico and Canada since March 2020. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said they are pleased to be taking steps to resume regular travel in a safe and sustainable manner, said in a statement currently. Most non-U.S. citizens who have been to the UK, China, India, South Africa, Iran, Brazil, and a number of European countries within the past 14 days are not allowed into the U.S. Essential travelers, including students, truck drivers, U.S. citizens, and healthcare workers, were never banned from crossing land borders. However, from January 2022, they will also need to show proof of vaccination to get into the U.S. from Mexico or Canada. An official told reporters that an exact date in November has not yet been announced, but will be very soon. Canada opened its border to fully vaccinated travelers from the U.S. on 9th August. Mexico's border has remained open throughout the whole pandemic. Report says a controversial law which allows the U.S. to swiftly expel undocumented migrants to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in holding facilities will stay in place. The border legislation, known as Title 42, has cut off access to asylum from hundreds of thousands of migrants trying to enter from Mexico. News of the reopening has drawn praise from U.S. lawmakers with the constituencies along the Canadian borders. Among them was Chuck Schumer, the Democrat Senate Majority Leader. He said kudos to President Biden for doing the right thing and increasing cross-border travel between Canada and the U.S. New York Senator Kristen Gillibrand added that the reopening will be welcome news to countless businesses, medical providers, families, and loved ones that depend on travel across the northern border. The announcement of new rules in September was a surprise to many, coming days after the U.S. government said it was not the right time to lift restrictions. The U.S. has recorded more than 42 million coronavirus cases since the pandemic began, and over 670,000 deaths. The U.S. officials had begun the investigation of possible cases of Havana syndrome illness in Colombia, days before a visit by the Secretary of the State, U.S. Embassy staff in Bogota may have been injured by the mysterious illness, which causes a painful sound in the ears, fatigue, and dizziness. First reported in Cuba in 2016, U.S. diplomats around the world have since reported cases of the syndrome. Its origin are unknown, with some speculating it is a type of report. On Tuesday, the Wall Street Journal first reports that emails sent by U.S. Ambassador to Colombia Philip Goldberg confirmed the number of unexplained health incidents, or UHIS, the term used for Havana syndrome by the U.S. government. Since mid-September, Colombian President Ivan Duque told journalists that the country is investigating the reports. He added that the U.S. is leading the inquiry. Americans who have been hit by Havana syndrome have described an intense and painful sound in their ears. Some of the estimated 200 affected have been left with dizziness and fatigue for months. On Friday, reports of Havana syndrome emerged at the U.S. Embassy in Berlin. President Joe Biden released a statement vowing to find the cause and who is responsible. It came as after he signed the new law that entitles the heads of the CIA and State Departments to provide financial compensation to those U.S. government employees who have been harmed by the syndrome. The State Department official refused to confirm the reports to journalists. Over to Aliyu Nasser on Sports Today.
Now sport news. Denmark qualified for 2022 World Cup after beating Austria 1-0 on Tuesday. Joachim Male scored the decisive goal to maintain a perfect record in qualifying, making sure they will finish first in Group F. The Danes are 7 points clear of second place Scotland after 8 matches with 2 to go. Denmark are just the second European team to confirm their place in next year's World Cup competition. Still in World Cup qualifier, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a hat-trick as Portugal thrashed Luxembourg 5-0 in their World Cup qualifying Group A match. Ronaldo converted 2 penalties inside opening 13 minutes before completing his 58th career treble for club and country with a late header that took him to 115 international goals. Bruno Fernandes and Perliha also found target as Portugal moved a point behind group leader Serbia, who they host in the final round of matches. In athletics, the world athletics is deeply shocked and saddened by the untimely death of Kenya's Agnes Tirop at the age of 25 at her home in Iten. One of the world's leading distance runners, Tirop broke the women-only world record for 10 km last month, clocking 30.01 seconds in hexagonals. She was also the 2015 World Cross Country Champion, a two-time world medalist over 10,000 meter, and had placed fourth over 5,000 meter at this year's Olympic Games in Tokyo. Born in Uasin Gishu country, Chiro first came to prominence in 2012 when at age 16 she knocked up a series of podium finishes in national level cross-country races. Those performances earned her a place in Kenya's team for the African Cross Country Championship in Cape Town, where she secured the silver medal, finishing behind Faith Kipyegon. Later that year, Tirop secured another podium finish at a major event, taking bronze over 5,000 meter at the World Under-20 Championship in Barcelona. Her recent race was a second-place finish over 10 km in Geneva on 3rd October, clocking 30.20 seconds. That is Sports Update. I'm Aliu Nasir reporting for MLC TV.
And Matthias Ayodeji Peters on Entertainment News.
On our foreign entertainment news, Squid Game is officially Netflix's most watched series. South Korean drama Squid Game has officially broken the record as Netflix's most watched television series of all time. According to the streaming giant in a tweet on Tuesday, the series had hit 111 million worldwide views, knocking off 2020 series Bridgerton with its record of 82 million views. The dystopian series premiered to instant acclaim on September 17 and has continued to set viral trends on social platforms. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos had earlier predicted the show stood a very good chance at being the platform's most watched show of all time, a huge feat for a non-English series. Interestingly, the series was not always a potential hit. Show creator and director Do-hook revealed in the interview that the streaming giant had turned down the script, which was originally written as a feature film. Squid Game has remained on Netflix's top 10 list in 94 countries and is also the first Korean series to reach number 1 in the United States. It is noteworthy to add that Netflix views are recorded per 2 minutes of view, which is long enough to imply the choice was intentional. In Africa, Big Brother Naija Hearings lands acting debut in new Okrika series. Big Brother Naija Season 6 housemate Hearings Abraham has announced Nollywood debut post the just concluded reality show. Reality star on Tuesday, October 12, tweeted he is set to join the ensemble cast of Mokare's forthcoming comedy series, Okrika. He wrote, "Glad to announce that I'll be making my first film and movie debut with the Okrika TV series." Powered by the StarTime as the cable television debut original, Okrika is based on the rowdy yet dramatic popular market for used clothes. It stars Iyabo Ojo, Mr. Macaroni, Zik Aloma, Mukare, Jide Kosoko, Iniedo, Korede Bello, Brother Shaggy, and host of others. Matthias Ayodeji Peter reporting for MLC TV. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Aliyu and Matthias, for the update. This is our news package. Do join us tomorrow via the same channel. For your sponsorship and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen. Or visit our Facebook page, MLC TV. Like and leave your comment for us. Our Instagram is MLC TV 2021 and YouTube channel, Mlc TV. Please do subscribe and share across the globe for us. I am Fatima Yakub. Thanks for staying with us.